The worn-out soles of Leo's shoes slapped a rhythm against the cracked pavement, a familiar song on his walk home from school. His stomach, a hollow drum, joined in, reminding him it had been a sparse day. He imagined the smell of warm bread wafting from the bakery he passed, a daily torture he endured with gritted teeth and a wistful sigh. Leo lived with his grandmother in a small, cramped apartment where laughter was plentiful, but money was scarce. His days were a blur of schoolwork, helping his grandmother sell the few vegetables they grew on their tiny balcony, and dreaming of a world where he didn't have to worry about where his next meal would come from. One afternoon, while helping his grandmother sort through a pile of donated clothes, a small, faded book slipped from a coat pocket. It wasn't just any book, it was a book of constellations, filled with intricate drawings of stars and myths from ancient times. Leo, who usually only saw the blurry city lights at night, was captivated. He spent hours poring over the pages, tracing the patterns of the Big Dipper and Orion, imagining himself soaring among them. He started visiting the public library after school, his nose buried in astronomy books. The librarian, a kind woman with spectacles perched on her nose, noticed his dedication. She told him about a local science fair, mentioning that the grand prize was a scholarship to a summer science camp. A scholarship, the word echoed in Leo's mind. It was a chance, a tiny glimmer of hope in his otherwise challenging life. He decided he would enter. He spent weeks preparing, using discarded cardboard boxes for his display board and drawing the constellations with charcoal he'd found. His project, The Whispers of the Stars, was simple but heartfelt. He spoke about how the stars had guided ancient mariners, how they told stories, and how, even from his small window, they offered a sense of wonder and possibility. On the day of the fair, Leo stood nervously beside his project. He saw other kids with fancy electronic displays and complicated experiments. His heart sank a little, but then he remembered the feeling of awe he felt looking at the starlit pages of his book. He took a deep breath. When it was his turn, Leo spoke with a passion that surprised even himself. He described the celestial dance, the vastness of space, and the dreams the stars ignited in him. He spoke not just about science, but about hope. To his astonishment, Leo won. The judges, moved by his sincerity and the simple beauty of his presentation, saw something special in the boy who looked at the stars with such profound longing. The summer science camp was everything Leo had dreamed of and more. He learned about telescopes, black holes, and the origins of the universe. He made friends who shared his curiosity, and for the first time he felt like he truly belonged. When he returned home, he wasn't just the poor boy from the cramped apartment. He was Leo, the boy who had reached for the stars and found his way. He knew his journey was just beginning, but now he had the light of 1,000 stars to guide him. What do you think was the most important lesson Leo learned from his experience?